Hello, this is a look at Python jobs in the UK, August 2022. So I do these videos semi-regularly, and I think they're probably quite interesting, especially for anybody who is not in the UK. Gives you an insight into what other countries' career job advert listings are like. So yeah, let's look at the first one. And Python developer, London. So in the UK, jobs typically pay more in London, just like they probably do in any capital city. Python developer, fast API. This is not staged, by the way. It just happens to be fast API. After I've done a series of 3 fast API videos recently, I'm currently recruiting for a Python developer position for a very exciting health tech company based in London who use digital data to calculate risk of diagnosis for 100,000 health conditions. Well, this actually sounds very reminiscent of, just bear with me, something I came across in this Python one-liners book where if you go to, let me just check which section it was quite near the end. It was the ML section. Yeah, there we go. Page 91, and it was using ML with logistic regression to predict the chances of lung cancer given the number of cigarettes that somebody smokes. So yeah, if you're learning Python and you're not actually up to kind of the standard of applying for this job, but you want to get on the ladder, so to speak, then that's a good book. Right, what else does it say? TDD, test-driven design, clean code, refactoring in an agile development environment even. Their services consist of cloud-based API and work on microservices architecture, which is deployed to AWS. Tech stack, Python, Fast API, Docker, Kubernetes, AWS, React. Financially, they are in a great place with a successful recent $10 million Series A with a strong benefits package. I don't know a great deal about finance, but I think Series A is good. I think it's, let's just, what is Series A? What is Series A? Not Serie A, which is an Italian football league. Series A, also known as A financing, is the name typically given to a company's first significant round of venture capital financing. The name refers to the class of preferred stock sold to investors in exchange for their investment. Okay, so it's the first round of funding, so probably still very new company, which is good and bad. Top 20 good startups to watch. Anyway, there we go. So that's, they're looking for somebody probably with quite high skills for that sort of salary, I would imagine. I'm not saying I'm in that bracket yet. I've yet to really get my teeth into authentication with Fast API. Just start to scratch the surface with Fast API testing. Yeah. Right, what's the next one? 80 to 130,000 pounds. That is astronomical. If you don't know what astronomical means, out of this world. We are actively seeking Python developer join our fintech startup. Blah blah blah. 4 to 5 other Python developers, data-driven analytics-based projects, machine learning, trading risks. Yeah, so ML and trading. This is probably the highest paid Python jobs you'll find. Yeah, machine learning, NoSQL, yeah, quite a few of the usuals. Notice how much Docker is cropping up. Flask, AWS, Redis. Yeah, so AWS seems to be the dominant cloud platform, but obviously Google and Azure have got slightly different benefits. Right, Puppet, Senior Cloud Services Engineer. Python developers mid-level. Let's have a look at that one. This is Glasgow. I don't think this. Oh, it says work from home. Again, here we go. Let's just zoom in on that. I don't know if the font's quite. There we go. We are engaged with a Glasgow-based fintech who are looking to take on a number of mid-level developers as they continue to grow their team. Based out of their state-of-the-art hub outside Glasgow, they are working on a number of greenfield initiatives. Low latency and analytics are key areas for them. The successful candidate will have strong core Python skills or a keen interest to learn and some experience of skills such as Django, microservices, RabbitMQ, Postgres, Kubernetes, or JavaScript has worked to some form of agile approach and perhaps deployed via CI/CD pipelines. Do you see how many coding jobs overlap with sort of a bit of a hint of DevOps these days? It's the same with network engineering. There's a bit of overlap with kind of DevOps as well, or sometimes there is, depending on whether it's kind of cloud hybrid or on-prem. Tech for tech. What does tech for tech mean? Python, JavaScript, remote, hybrid, WFH, work from home. Are you a skilled Python developer looking for opportunity to progress your career in a senior hands-on role? I know, I haven't spoken to some people before. They say, you know, the more senior you get, the less coding you do. So, and then you end up getting up early in the morning to do some coding because you still want to keep your skills relevant. And especially if you enjoy coding, then you have to do it in your spare time. So this is good. As a Python web developer, okay. Agile team, Python and Pyramid. JavaScript, Vue.js. JavaScript, Python, web. Okay, so not kind of the most descriptive of job specs. Python developers data SQL trading. I'm guessing this is high frequency trading in finance. Data SQL, data modeling. Are you a bright, ambitious, data-centric software developer with Python coding skills? Bright, ambitious. You could argue that potentially that's, I don't know, is that ageist? Can you be bright and ambitious and over 50? I don't know. Scale up OTC derivatives trading company. Don't know what that is, but again, it's fintech. City office, commute 2 to 3 times a week. I work from home 2 to 3 times a week, so by definition, commute 2 to 3 times a week. React, API developer, C#, Java developer, full stack Python. We'll look at another site shortly as well as it's always good just to see what some companies obviously stick to one recruiter or one site. 500 to 600 outside R35, 6-month contract. Python, React, TypeScript. I've really hardly ever, I don't know anything about TypeScript, so can't comment. Looking for someone to start immediately, 1-stage interview process. Wow. Typically, interviews in the UK for permanent roles can often be 3 stages. I say typically, some aren't, but quite often you'll get a first initial call, then you'll get, sometimes you'll just get set a technical challenge and you have to then email back your code, and then the third call will be when you have to talk about your code and answer any questions about it and why you did something, why you wrote the code that way. Right, let's look at principal software engineer consultant. C++, C#, CNET. Okay. Real-time embedded or PC-based applications. Help with their clients. Okay. Right. Oh, you will have experience of one or more than, or hang on. You will have experience of one or more than one programming language, either C Sharp, C++, or Python. Ideally, you have recent experience of Windows-based .NET development. Okay. Right. Moving swiftly on. Front end, JavaScript, Python, test-driven development, CI/CD, work from home. Right, let's have a look at that one. We'll look at one more after this, and then we'll go to the other site, which is total jobs. So, Python, TDD, CI/CD, comp sci. So, Python, test-driven development, e.g. PyTest, unit tests, continuous integration, continuous deployment, agile, comp sci. I think that means computer science degree. Looking for an opportunity to utilize software developer skills within a technology-driven company with a startup feel. Several interesting projects. You have a GitHub or portfolio that showcases your work. Yeah. It's almost essential now. If you don't have a GitHub, or, well, it could be GitLab, Bitbucket, or whatever the other alternatives are, you're familiar with Unix testing and SQL. Degree in computer science or similar. Okay. And up to 75,000 plus benefits. I think they've spelt practices wrong, but that's just the recruiter, isn't it? I'm not here to do proofreading. This is not Python 360 proofreads websites. Right. What now? We'll disappear from there because they all seem to be London, and I'm pretty sure I put in WFH, hybrid, work from home, etc. Right. Let's have a look at this one. So, junior Python developers. Let's cover all bases. So, oh, that's the Glasgow one again. 3 days per week in the office. Anyway, I'm not applying for it, so let's just look at what it's including. Microservice, Rabbit, Postgres. I think that's the same that we saw on the other site, actually. Right, let's go. Move swiftly on. We've already looked at that one. Machine learning engineer, backend developer, Python. Let's have a look at that one. That's 6 hours ago. That was put on, so new today. He looks very cheerful, doesn't he? Why is he so cheerful? Oh, this is actually with Total Jobs. This is a job site advertising a job with themselves. Okay, conversational AI powered chatbot. Build scalable APIs and services that interact with machine learning and messaging technologies that interact with millions of users on a daily basis. Ship new features and capabilities frequently based on user feedback and our product roadmap and strategy. Increase level of automation in our development workflow through building and enhancing tools. Okay, here we go. Right, qualifications. We know looking for a job can be scary. Sometimes the list of skills you ask can seem exhaustive. Below are a few of the skills we look for, but please do not be put off applying if you do not have every single one of them. At least 3+ years of experience writing code that has gone into production in Python. Designed and implemented new features and APIs in a cloud-native environment. Experience with Git and version control, pull requests, CI/CD, continuous integration, continuous deployment. Experience with AWS or similar cloud-based services. Worked with a popular web framework. Ideally Flask, but experience with frameworks like Django, Rails, or others will be good. Written high coverage automated unit and integration tests. Written and maintained technical documentation. Desirable prior experience interacting with machine learning models. Bonus point for working with NLP libraries. Yeah, Space C, NLTK. Yeah, I've done a couple of tutorials on them. I wouldn't be so big-headed to think that that's enough, but never know. Right, next. Let's look at this. Greenfield, what does that even mean? Oh, take a senior position within 6 months. Software developer, cloud, AWS, delivery pipelines, offices in Wimbledon, which is centre of London, well, almost centre of London, southwest London. You'll be able to work remotely 3 days a week if preferred. Okay, you're experienced in developers, Python, Node.js, cloud platform, AWS. OOP, data structures, design patterns, algorithms. Yeah, you always know it's a full-on hardcore job when you see data structures, design patterns, and algorithms mentioned. That's where the background with a degree in computer science would probably come in handy. Finite state machines, graph theory, and all that good stuff. Let's have a look at, let's see this one. Python developer, 50 to 100,000 pounds per year. We'll have a look at one or two more, then we'll round up. So hopefully this has given you a flavour for the kind of salaries and the trending keywords, technologies. So yeah, Python, TDD, CI/CD, AWS. This combo seems to be everywhere, doesn't it? Household name, 23 million customers, TDD, Agile, Python, Git, unit testing. Yeah, so key skills, there we go. Python developer, Python, TDD, CI/CD, AWS. There we go. One more, and then we will wrap it up there. So SC cleared. What other one should we look at? Python engineer. Let's look at that one. Cheshire. So that's a different part of the world. Let's just check. Give us one once over. Some ad hoc business travel to clients across Europe, US, and China when restrictions lifted. The role is aimed at mid-level person who will work with coding environment, and curation, management of in-house tools, data pre-processing and modeling, as well as further development and improvement of these tools, supporting the team and their expertise in programming. 1 to 2 years hands-on experience in Python or undergraduate studies completed such as computer science, mathematics, or engineering/science areas. Understanding experience in object-oriented programming, good working knowledge and experience with coding, best practice and methodologies, evidence of working in GitHub, GitLab, and version control practices, Jupyter Notebook, Agile, communication, chemical engineering, data science, C++, AWS, training stuff, blah, blah, blah. That's just slightly different, but they want C++, okay. Might be of interest to my viewers. If anyone's writing C++ as well as doing Python, then drop a comment. Drop a comment whilst subscribing. That's the new thing, is that you have to say, please subscribe halfway through the video, subscribe, and yeah, all that. SC cleared developer, 6 months, public agency, AWS Lambda, Java classes, okay. API-G, Python, Java. I'm not going to spend too much time looking at this because Java is not really something I want to cover because I don't know much about it. I know that everything in Java is a class. And I know it's probably one of the most popular frameworks in the world, and it's on everything or on anything embedded. But if anyone knows much about Java and they want to comment in the comments. Fraud prevention, quarterly meetups in Manchester. Python, C++, PostgreSQL, AWS. AWS seems to just be dominant now, doesn't it? I'm not going to comment on that. You probably know my thoughts if you've seen previous videos. Wow. React. Seems to be a lot of roles that actually require JavaScript and mention JavaScript with Python now. I guess that's kind of yeah, the full stack side of things, isn't it? So it's either full stack, Python with full stack, or Python with ML, or Python with, yeah, AWS. There's always Python plus something, isn't it? AWS, Lambda, Agile, Apache, Airflow, NumPy, SciPy, Pandas. So Lambda, S3, C2, AWS, good ability. And trading. Wow, look at the salaries. It's just out of this world. Oh, GCP. Somebody's mentioned Google Cloud Platform at last. Yield curves, ABS, CD, collateralized, I don't know, CDS, what's that? Asset-based securities are Scrum. You'll work in a team of 8 in a fixed income technology department of 10 to 12 Scrum teams. Buy side, sell side, buy low, sell high, and all that. So I think what we discovered today is that AWS seems to be absolutely taking over everywhere. Python and JavaScript seem to be quite an increasingly popular combination. And yeah, full stack. And also TDD, CI/CD crops up a lot. And also it would be good to have a GitHub Git profile with sort of a portfolio of stuff on it. So that's what I've been trying to do for 2, maybe 3 years now. Yeah, on that bombshell, subscribe, like, thumbs up, and if you don't like these videos, let me know. If you do like the videos, let me know. If you'd like to see one a month, whatever. Thanks for watching. So see you soon.